Hey guys! Recently one of my friends got out of a relationship, and seeing my friend go through a hard time kind of made me think about this again. Breakups happen, and they're devastating, and they're really heartbreaking, and I understand that. Now the question a lot of people want to know is, how do I feel better? And how do I get over him or her? And why am I still upset? When my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, a month after we broke up, I was like, it's been a month. Why am I not over this? Shouldn't I be over this? It's been a month. And the thing is, you can't designate a period of time to the healing process, because some people will get over the breakup in a few days, and some people, it might take them years. It just depends on the relationship and the person. There's several tricks that you can do to make yourself feel better about a relationship. Here are a couple of the things that I did. First thing, after he and I broke up, I went upstairs and I wrote down every single detail of our relationship that I could remember at that point, and whenever I would think about something else, I would write it down. This helped me a lot, because that way it got all of this emotional distress out of my head. And so instead of reliving details over and over and over again, it really helped me stop thinking about those things. Another thing is, you have to let yourself feel this pain. It's not something that's going to go away, and if you ignore it, it's still going to be there, and unless you pay attention to it, it'll be there for a longer time. Another thing that a lot of people don't want to do is give the person space. You two have spent this relationship together, and something wasn't right, and something caused you to break up. And regardless of what situation it is, typically people will need time apart from each other. That time apart will help you and the other person heal. It may be painful at first, but it's great. One of the things that you should do after you two break up is you should distract yourself from it. And while yes, you should accept the pain and feel the pain and acknowledge that it's there, you also shouldn't sit around and mope, and you should go hang out with friends, go do all these things that you have always loved. Even if you don't feel like doing it, you should do it because it will make you feel better. Doing things, especially exercising, will make you feel better. However, trying to distract yourself in certain ways can be really bad, especially ways that can harm your mental stability or your physical health, such as self-harm, and that could be physical or emotional. I know several of my friends that have done self-harm, and they all regret it because it becomes something big. And I know that might sound stupid because it's like, oh, I'm just gonna do it once, but it becomes a lot bigger than that really fast. It's like doing a sport when you have an injury, and instead of getting the problem fixed and resting it or going to get surgery or whatever, you're just taking pain medication. Eventually, the injury is going to be a lot bigger than it could have been if you had treated it in the first place. One last thing, let yourself live. I know this sounds really cheesy, but it's something that people seem to forget when they break up. People seem to go, you know what? Life doesn't matter at this point. Nothing's important. I'm never going to love again. I'm never going to be happy. And that's not true. I know it doesn't seem like it at this point, but you're going to feel better. You just have to give it time. But in this period of time, don't take for granted the little things, because the little things are what make life great. Something that you can do is write down in your journal next to all those things about your relationship that you remember. Write down things that you are grateful for every single day, so that if you're sad and you're upset and you're like, I don't have anything to live for, I am so upset, I just don't want to deal with this anymore, I just want to stop hurting, you can go to that list that you have already been making and see all these things that you're grateful for. And I've suggested this to friends before, and sometimes their reaction is, there's nothing happy for me, there's nothing that I'm okay with, everything is awful. And you can't say that, because you know in your heart that's not true. Everything will be okay, but it's going to hurt. And not many people say that. The reality of the situation is there is nothing that can make you feel better right away. There's nothing you can really do to make everything better now. All you have to do is wait let yourself hurt, let yourself cry, and you're not a wimp for crying. You're not a less manly person. You're not a weak human being. You are hurting. And if you see another friend going through something like this, you don't have to give them advice. You don't have to tell them this is what you can do to feel better, this is whatever. You just have to be there for them. And if it's a couple months after and they're still upset, don't say you should be over them at this point, because they should be. They should be over the person the day after. They should be over them as soon as they break up, but it doesn't work like that. And you have to understand that people need to heal and people need time to hurt.